welcome once again to this channel. This is Introduction to Elementary Physics Lesson 2, example problems. Okay, in this video we'll be taking some example problems related to lesson 2. So if you have not viewed lessons 1 and 2, do well to view them. The link to lesson 2 is given in the description of this video, and then once you can locate lesson 2, the link to lesson 1 is also given there. Alright, thank you very much. Do well to subscribe to this channel and also hit the notification button so that you can always get alerted anytime new lessons are updated. Okay, let us begin. In lesson 2, we talked about obtaining the resultant of two vectors. Two vectors may act in the same direction or in opposite directions. So here there are two problems we are going to quickly look at so that we can strengthen our understanding on how to sum two vectors or find the resultant of two vectors. Problem number 1, a boy walks 2 kilometers due east and then turns and walks 4 kilometers due west. Find his resultant displacement. Anytime you are dealing with a problem that has to do with a cardinal point, the first thing is to sketch your cardinal point, all right, or have a rough sketch. So let's assume that this is point O, where the boy begins to walk from. He walks due east. He walks due east. That's the first line of the question. 2 kilometers. All right. Then he turns and then walks due west 4 kilometers. Of course, 4 kilometers is greater than 2 kilometers, so it is expected that the length of the line representing that vector 4 kilometers should be longer. All right, so the question now says we should find his resultant displacement. Now take your mind back to lesson 2. If you have not viewed lesson 2, please do so. The link to lesson 2 is in the description of this video. Now when two vectors are oriented in opposite direction, how do we get their resultant? You know, we simply subtract. So here the displacement, let's assume the boy ended at point P. So the displacement now, the resultant displacement is going to be equal to 4 kilometers minus 2 kilometers, which will give us 2 kilometers. But we also need to know the direction because displacement is a vector quantity. Recall we said that whenever you have two vectors acting in opposite directions, the resultant is going to pick the direction of the greater vector. So in this case, the resultant vector is going to, or the resultant displacement is going to point due west. And that's what we are having in this problem. Okay, I hope that this has given us a simple idea of how to find the resultant of two vectors. Now we're using displacement here as example. We could also use forces. Example 2, a force of a 4 Newton force acts on the body due south, while another force of 3 newtons simultaneously acts on it due north. Find the resultant force acting on the body and the direction which it will tend to move. Like we said, the first thing is to sketch our cardinal point, and then let's assume that this is the point of action where the body is. The first line of the question says that a 4 Newton force acts where due south. Then another force of 3 Newton acts on it due north. Now, can you try to guess, or can you try to state what the resultant force will be? Very simple. The resultant force is going to be 4 Newton minus 3 Newton, which will give us 1 Newton. So where is going to be the direction of the resultant force? Okay, it's going to be due south because the greater force is pointing towards the south. So this means that the body is going to tend to move towards the south. All right, so these two problems are just to illustrate how to find the resultant of two vectors acting in same direction, in opposite direction specifically. If they are in same direction, we simply add. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this simple tutorials. Do well to hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel so that you can get updated anytime lessons are uploaded on this channel.